Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for another episode of Mind Your Puckin' Business with your host, Jeffrey Krentzman.
Thank you, Dougie Sticks. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for the fine intro, as always, to the Mind Your Puckin' Business podcast, coming to you from the beautiful studios of Undefeated Media here in a brisk Bergen County, New Jersey this morning.
Thank you. Yes, it is.
And we are brought to you, as always, by our good friends at Sonnet Financial Technology. So we appreciate that. And if you're following us on the live video feed, you can see some Sonnet information come across your screen. So we encourage you to check out our good friend Tom Rahelski and his team over there at Sonnet. This is episode number 54 on the Spanish dial, Cincuenta y Cuatro. As we keep climbing Spanish numbers, and it's getting harder and harder for me. See. That is for sure. We are going to take some questions today that were submitted to mypbshow@gmail.com. So if you have any questions in particular you would like us to answer, please feel free at any time to reach us there. We do check the email, and we do try to get as many viewer questions into the show as we can. And there are some today. As a matter of fact, when we do hockey in about 2 minutes from now, it's really all viewer questions. I didn't even control the content this week. It's all questions. So you can reach us on email. You can watch the show on YouTube via the video stream, or you can always stream us if you're in your car, working out on a treadmill, because you're going to eat a lot of turkey this week and you need to do these kinds of things. You can do so at things like Spotify and iTunes. Everywhere we go. And we will be in an event this weekend.
Yes.
If you are in the Bergen County area, we will be at a live event on Saturday. Mm-hmm. I am spending part of my Thanksgiving weekend with you.
Yes. Let me see if I can pull. Here you go. I'll pull that up for you.
So, yeah, you can see if you're following on the screen, and Dougie Sticks and his technology abilities is pulling this up real quickly. But it should be coming up, and there you go. And then it is the Shop Wyckoff Holiday Expo. We will be there on Saturday. This is 4 days from now, November 27th, 12 to 3.
Yes.
And that is in what is the name of the shopping center there?
It's the Wyckoff Shopping Center.
It's not Boulder Run.
No, it's not Boulder Run. Those are big businesses, Starbucks, Marshalls. They're not really classified as small business. So this is the Small Business Saturday, the Holiday Expo, which is behind Boulder Run. If you go down the street a little bit further, there's a nice, beautiful Wyckoff shopping center with a bunch of small businesses. So we're there to promote them. Pictures with Santa, raffles, music, DJ, free samples of food from T.S. Ma, Super Juice, the Pizza Love, Three Chicas.
And we will be there?
And we will be there. Maybe we'll have a little video segment. I don't know if we'll be able to go live at the event, but you will definitely be there signing autographs.
I will be there signing autographs on Saturday. So if you want to come find us, that will be in Wyckoff. And I'm looking forward to the food samples, I will say.
Absolutely.
But normally by like 2 days after Thanksgiving, sometimes you can be a little fooded out, right? Yeah. But we'll make it work. I'll find a way.
Yeah. I'll make some room. Make some room. Yeah, it's pace yourself.
There we go.
Pace yourself.
Which I don't do at all. I.e. your wedding 3 weeks ago when I stuffed my face in the cocktail hour.
Yeah.
Don't pace yourself. So we wish you a really good Thanksgiving holiday if you're listening to us in the United States, as this is a major holiday coming up this week on Thursday. So we wish you a good Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
So on the hockey front, we also, before we get into hockey, we have a guest in studio that is in our green room outside that is coming in, I would say probably 15 minutes from now. That is awesome. So I definitely recommend you stick around for that. So
I will.
You will. You will be here. You're not going anywhere. I hid your keys to your little car outside. All right. So the New York Rangers. All right. So I'm going to do, as I said before, I sometimes I mix questions and stuff that I want to bring up, but because we're a little time crunch today, I really just stuck with viewer questions. So the one thing I want to say before I get to that, it's not Ranger related. The NHL does a remarkable job with this Hockey Fights Cancer campaign. They do this every year. They usually do it in the fall. And every team will host a Hockey Fights Cancer night in their home arena. For the New York Rangers, it was on this Sunday night. And the NHL really raises a ton of money. They raise a lot of awareness as well. And the players are into it. They're wearing purple jerseys. The boards are all purple. So really, we're going to give some kudos to the NHL for what they do in the Hockey Fights Cancer world. So on Sunday was Hockey Fight Cancer night, and you could not have had a more exciting Ranger game to watch or attend if you were lucky enough to be there. So much so that if Dougie Sticks was watching the game on Sunday night, which I'm going to assume he was not.
I totally was.
You were. He would have been impressed with this game. So at the end, let me say this. The midway part of the second period, so the halfway mark of the game, the score is 4-4. So if you're a betting man, which you and I can be from time to time, and you bet on the over, you hit the over in the second period.
Nice.
Well, the game goes into the third period, and a lot of times in hockey games, when you have a high-scoring game in the beginning of the game, it usually tries to slow itself down. It doesn't keep at that pace. So with about 10 seconds left in the third period in a 4-4 game, the puck is tied up in the corner, and Chris Kreider really has the puck along the boards. And really at that point, the mindset for me, and I think other fans would echo this sentiment, is just hold the puck, get to overtime in 10 seconds, and take a point, right? Because if you lose in overtime. You get out with a point, you'll be mad, but you walk out of there with a little consolation prize. Well, Chris Kreider makes a great play off the boards, gets the puck to the center. It's fed to Ryan Lindgren, who scores with 0.4 seconds left to win the game, 5-4, in an absolute crazy ending. And again, a really feel-good win on Hockey Fights Cancer night as well. So the Rangers continue to roll. Now, let's talk about the downfall the downside of the New York Rangers.
Oh, I thought it was all good. We won.
We did.
I was ready to play this too.
You want to play your goal song? You can play your goal song. I was slightly disappointed at your wedding. This was not what you and your lovely bride walked into, that song, but that's a discussion for a different day. So Alexander Georgiev is the backup goaltender of the Rangers, and he continues to be absolutely abysmal. I said on the show last week that he needed to play a little bit more regularly before we could sit here and again, concern versus panic debate that I brought up. Concern versus panic.
So now, wait, time out. So you went from concern and now you're starting to panic?
With Alexander Georgiev, yes. If we're gonna stick with this topic only.
With the level meter?
Yeah, with the level meter, it's trending to the right a little bit. So here's your real decision that you can make if you're the New York Rangers. The Rangers are fortunate that they could bring up my mic just went dead there, but I got you now. The Rangers are fortunate that they can bring up a goaltender named Keith Kincaid, who played for the Devils. Our B-Rock producer over here in the corner will know who he is. He does, as he's smiling off camera. And they can bring him up. And Keith Kincaid is a serviceable. He's perfectly fine to be a backup goaltender in the NHL. This will allow Alexander Georgiev to get what he probably needs down in Hartford, and that is confidence, and see stuff more regularly. So if I am the New York Rangers and I am Chris Drury, because this is a decision that comes from the general manager, not the coach, I would probably at this point be doing that. I would be sending Alexander Georgiev down to Hartford, play at the AHL affiliate for a little while, get some regular work in, play with a little bit of a less, obviously less competitive, skill set, can get your confidence up, and then we can reevaluate it. The one thing, though, you have to remember, if you look at the New York Rangers schedule in the next month, they play a ton of games in December, like a lot, like back-to-backs. So you are going to have to use whoever your backup goalie is. If you look at it, though, at some of the back-to-backs, there are weaker teams of the two. Like I know next Friday and Saturday, they play back-to-backs at home with San Jose on Friday night, Chicago on Saturday. You could find a game in there to give Keith Kincaid. Right? I mean, we're not playing Murderer's Row here. So if I'm the Rangers at this point, I think I'm making that swap, and I'm doing that.
Is this a newer situation or issue that they're starting to play backup goalies more?
No.
I feel like we've been talking about this a little bit more than normal.
It's been talked about more than normal, and that's a good question. They haven't really played backups more than normal, but the backup has been so bad that it's become an issue. It's so glaringly a topic because of how bad Keith Kincaid is played.
Gotcha.
So how bad Georgiev has played. So if I'm the Rangers, I probably am looking at making a swap. Now, the Rangers this weekend, they will go actually an interesting game tomorrow night in Long Island. They'll play at the Islanders. Then they go up to Boston on Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, for like the NHL Thanksgiving marquee game.
Nice.
And then they come back home on Sunday night to play the Islanders. So I'm not sure that you're going to place Shesterkin in there 3 and 5 nights. Somewhere is probably a place for a backup. Maybe the time to call Keith Kincaid.
Gotcha.
One of the questions we got, and actually B-Rock asked me about it before that we went live here as well, was the Islanders. speaking of those Islanders who the Rangers play, what is going on? The Islanders are in last place in the Metropolitan Division, and Dan Rosen, when he was on with us, and when he was on with us back in October, said that they are the cream of the crop in the league, and I agreed with him. And here they are in last place. So what is going on with the Islanders? And then
I know why.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll go to you.
All right.
And then the second question is, when we figure out what's going on with the Islanders, which we will do, is it fixable? Where are they going to end up? Okay. So you tell me.
So they just moved into a new stadium or arena, if you will. That arena does not allow tailgating. So the crowd isn't at full force cheering their hearts out like normal and not giving energy to the team.
Well, if you listen to our sister podcast, and I want to make sure I say it right here, Get Up with Garrett, there was a tailgating guy on, if I remember.
Yeah,
so he would probably agree with you. No, that is not it. I'm sorry. All right, so a couple things. The Islanders started because of their new arena, right? They was not ready till this past Saturday. They started with a road trip. I want to say it was actually no, it was more than 11 games. They were on the road for a long time. That is not how one would draw up their schedule.
They didn't get to play at their old arena.
No, they played all road games for a month and a half.
That's crazy.
So you kind of could tell that you were not going to get into a rhythm when you're constantly flying city to city. The other thing about it is they've had some health issues. They've had some COVID issues. They've had some injury issues, which have kept people out of the lineup. So on top of traveling, not having home games, and then having people shuffled in and out of the lineup, you're having constant issues. That is the Islander issue. So now here's the second question for you.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Will it be fixed?
Fix the tailgating, you might fix the season.
Okay. So let's say they fix the tailgating, Dougie Sticks. Would the on ice product be fixed?
I think they have a boost. I think they get that. What was his name? The Golden Knights boost. What was his name? He's the coach.
Oh, the Gallant.
The Gallant boost.
You like that? I know you were going to get shirts made up with that. Yes. So all right. So the Islanders are not going to finish 8th in the Metro. They have the best coach in the NHL in Barry Trotz. So it would be pretty foolish and dumb of anybody to basically count this team out. They'll get it together. Now, look, do they get it together and catch Carolina and Washington and the Rangers, who are really off to a good start? That I don't know. But they're going to, at the end of the day, you're going to play 41 home games and 41 away games. So they've got a lot of home games to catch up on. They're going to get healthy, and they have a good coach. If I was an Islander fan right now, concerned, not panicked.
Are they? So you're saying they're going to get those home games back?
Yeah.
They're going to reschedule it?
No.
I feel like that's on them.
No, when the schedule came out, right? Every NHL team has 41 home games to play and 41 away games. At the end of the day, you're playing 82 games. Yeah. The Islanders just started with a chunk of road games.
They knew that the stadium wasn't going to be ready, so
that's
they scheduled
why
it that way.
Scheduled it.
It's not like, oh, we're not ready. We didn't make the deadline. You got to play all your games away.
No,
gotcha.
They're going to get their fair share.
They're going to get theirs. Right.
Which eventually they'll get comfortable playing at home. They'll get some of these healthy kids back. And they also hopefully, the COVID issues go away. So they'll be fine. And their coach, they have the best coach in the NHL.
All right.
And they'll still make the playoffs. I would love to be
make
wrong.
the playoffs.
Yes, wow. I would love to be wrong. As a Ranger fan, I don't root for the Islanders. But we try on the show, as we always say, to be fair.
Yeah.
What's the word? It's subjective? Objective. We try to be objective here.
Objective.
Right?
Facts.
I don't like to,
Facts,
just
not
like
feelings.
Yeah, I don't like to spew like me being biased, like, the Rangers are going to win the Stanley Cup every year for the next 10 years. Then why tune in and listen to this idiot, right? So that's it on the hockey front. Although we are going to have a hockey guest in studio in about 5 minutes or so. So let's run through the NFL before we get to him.
Oh man.
What?
I lost a lot of money.
You did. Well, you know what? You can come to Small Business Saturday.
I'm going to.
And support you and I this weekend at Small Business Saturday. So the NFL, we went into week number 11, 7-3 record, right?
Yeah.
We had a winning week, but I will be honest, we got lucky. It counts. Wins a win. Yeah. But we got lucky. So we had 2 games wrong. We had and I'm going to call myself out on this, and I could have changed it and I didn't. I made the Saints. I took the Saints plus 1.5 in Philly. And then when I was looking at it on Sunday morning, I was like, that was the dumbest bet ever. Why did I do that? And they don't have Kamara. Like, it just didn't make sense. But I stuck with it. I'm a man of my word. I had that game lost. I had the Seahawks at home plus 2.5 versus Arizona. That lost. But we did win our other 3. The Washington football team, as I said last week, anytime I pick them this year, it's winning, and it won again.
Nice.
They were plus 3.5 for Carolina, and they won the game outright. Then I had the Texans plus 10 at Tennessee, and amazingly, they won the game outright. Then, so we went into Sunday night. Really 2-2. We needed the Sunday night game to hit.
Mhm.
We had Pittsburgh plus 4.5 at San Diego, and they lost by 4. So we won by half a point.
Nice.
Although the spread throughout the week, because again, we make our picks here on Tuesday,
Yeah.
had moved to minus 6.5. So
Yeah.
we would have had some additional coverage if I didn't make the pick, but we were fine.
I made the pick too late because I got I don't know when I made the pick, but I didn't get coverage.
And that game, by the way, I
Mhm.
said this when I made the picks. That game was picked because the Chargers cannot blow anybody out. The Chargers are like allergic to winning a game by a lot of points. They really are. They'll score points,
Yeah.
but they'll also let up a ton. They don't know how to blow a team out.
Mhm.
And that game, we got coverage with Pittsburgh. So we move our record amazingly for the 2021 NFL season
Mhm.
to 8 wins and 3 losses. 8 winning weeks and 3 losses.
Oh, excuse me. No, I got that. I covered. The Steelers covered. Everything else lost. My bad.
Well, you should. You are a co-host on the show. Maybe if you
I
were
made
doing our picks,
I made our picks. Those hit, but like everything else dude.
stick to the blueprint.
Second half
Dougie.
TD score. Rob
Oh,
Gronkowski
don't be doing
didn't
that
hit.
That's your
I'm
own
a
fault.
sucker. I'm a sucker for the halftime flash bets that they give you.
Yes.
Rob hasn't scored a touchdown the first half. We made double the odds on the second half. Take it. I'm like, yes, take it.
Please take my money. Take my money. All right, so let's move on to week number 12. These are the Mind Your Puckin' business for Thanksgiving week number 12. Now, because it's Thanksgiving, I decided I'm going to take a Thanksgiving game here. So
Okay.
one of the picks this week is a Thanksgiving game, and that is the wonderful marquee matchup at 12:30 as you're cooking your stuffing and turkey
Mhm.
of the winless Detroit Lions hosting the awful Chicago Bears.
It's tradition.
It's tradition. However, I like this game from a betting perspective. You ready?
Okay.
Give me the Lions plus 3.5. They have to win at some point,
Mhm.
right? I mean, they have weeks where they're really bad, but their running back, DeAndre Swift, is really good.
Mhm.
Okay. They're playing the Bears. They stink.
Mhm.
They're home and they're getting more than a field goal. Give me the Lions plus 3.5 on Thanksgiving to start
Thanksgiving miracle.
Yes, that before. Well, no, I'm not saying they're going to win. I'm saying I'm taking the plus 3.5, but they can win for sure.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to give you. I gave you a winning bet to start your Thanksgiving. That before you even sit down to dinner at your in-laws,
Yeah.
in your case,
Yeah.
you're going to make some money.
Nice.
So give me the Lions plus 3.5 at home versus the Bears. I'm doing this next bet, and I don't know if I should, but I'm going to do it anyway. I don't know why. It's just the feeling. The Giants plus 4.5 at home on Sunday versus the Eagles.
Giants plus 4.5 against the Eagles.
Here's my logic. B-Rock is shaking his head over there in the corner. I'm gonna keep losing the mic here for some reason, going in and out.
No, it's just your headphones. You're right.
It's my headphones. All right. So give me the Giants plus 3.5 at home versus the Eagles. I'm sorry, plus 4.5. It moved. It was 3.5. It moved to plus 4.5 after their lackluster performance last night in Tampa. Give me the Giants plus 4.5 at home versus the Eagles. Give me the Bucks minus 2.5 on the road Sunday at Indianapolis. Indianapolis, man, Jonathan Taylor may be the fantasy MVP of the season. There is no doubt about it. But give me the Bucks minus 2.5. That's not a lot of points for Tom Brady and the offense to have to cover. Give me the Bucks minus 2.5. The Steelers, give me a work last week. Give me the Steelers plus 4.5 at Cincinnati on Sunday. A division game. They're usually close. And again, the Steelers don't get blown out that much. Plus 4.5 is a lot. And I'm sticking with the Washington football team. They're home next Monday night in an awful Monday night game. They host Seattle, who stinks. Washington is -1, so really all they got to do is win the game outright, and they're home, and Seattle's got to fly across the country. Give me Washington -1 at home. So to recap, give me the Lions on Thanksgiving Day plus 3.5 versus the Bears. The Giants plus 4.5 at home versus the Eagles. The Bucks minus 2.5 at the Colts. The Steelers plus 4.5 at Cincy, and Washington -1 at home versus Seattle.
So the Giants let me down yesterday. They had plus 12 points. They couldn't even keep it within 12. You think they're going to keep it within 4 against the Eagles?
4.5 at home. Look, the Eagles are a better team, and Jalen Hurts is good. And I know, like the Eagle Nation, which I can't stand them, but like they're all over Jalen Hurts, and I'm like looking at a New York quarterback, and I'm gonna say, well, we would take him on either team here, but the Eagles just they're not that consistent, and I don't know. There's something with the Giants. I think they'll come out and play well, and they're getting 4.5. I like it.
All right.
I like these picks. I feel good about them this week. So
Nice.
we go into week 12. We are 8-3, trying to keep hot on what has been a really good year for those people, Doug, who listen to us, what we
Mhm.
say instead of these prop bets. Now, we have to pick the other New York team. The Giants were in. The Jets go to Houston this week, and they are plus 2.5 at the Texans. Who do you like?
Who's the quarterback? Flacco.
Probably Flacco.
+2 against the Texans.
I'm gonna say I'm taking the Jets.
I was gonna say I'm gonna agree with you. I'm
Yeah.
gonna take the Jets.
I'm gonna take the Jets plus 2.5 at
Even
Houston.
though they're just both New York teams are just so disappointing. Because like when you bet for them and you think they're gonna win, they let you down. Then when you're like, fine, I'm gonna bet for the other team, they like get in. You lose. You lose either way. But let's go Jets.
You lose. You can't win. Now, the one thing with the Jets that is like maddening, and the Giants too, is they've been stuck in this holding pattern of being awful now for like 5 years. I don't remember. When was the last time? Well, the Jets haven't made the playoffs, let's see, since 2011, I believe.
My whole life, the Jets have not done anything.
I mean, the Giants haven't been in the playoffs for a
The
while.
Giants, my lifetime, I've seen the Giants win 2 Super Bowls. That's about it. It's 2 Super Bowls, and the Jets really haven't done much.
Wow.
Now, when you were going through the bets, and you talked about the Seahawks, do you think the Seahawks are about to have to start a new era?
Yeah,
they break up the team.
They may. I mean, they'll hold on to Russell Wilson, of course, but Pete Carroll's been there forever, right? I mean, the dude's getting old. I mean, at some point you got to give someone else a chance.
He's not Tom Coughlin old though.
No, he's not. But Chris Carson's been injured this year, so they may look at that. I mean, look, Chris Carson is an elite running back. He's been out all year, and he's out the rest of the year. So, I mean, you lose your running game. I mean, they do have 2 really good receivers in Metcalf and Lockett out there. I mean, they have the pieces. Their defense hasn't been as stellar as it's been in the past, but we shall see.
True.
B-Rock, you want to go grab our guest up there in the back? We'll get him set up. But yeah, but I do think Seattle will probably be one of those teams that are making some changes here going forward. What do you think, Dougie Six? You agree with that? If you're
with
the
Seattle,
yeah.
I mean, I just think they need to make some kind of changes because it's not working.
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
no. It isn't working, but you know what? They will get it together.
Like it reminds me. It kind of seems like the Giants. The Giants, they won 2 Super Bowls. Looked like everything was good, and then they had to kind of blow it all up.
Yeah, the other thing that Seattle doesn't have going for them is they play in a really good division. Obviously, the Arizona Cardinals are having a good year. The LA Rams are good, even though they've struggled the last couple of weeks. And San Francisco 49ers aren't awful either. So it doesn't help Seattle that you're playing 6 games right off the bat against your division in that year. So we shall see. All right, so we bring in let's see, this is Mark. You all set over there, Mark? You got it. No, I can hear you. You're good.
You can go higher if you want to go higher.
I'm in a little bit of a hole here.
Yeah. Let's see. We'll get you set up. Well, let me introduce you while you guys work on that.
There you go.
This is Mark. This is Mark Puttenvink. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Pretty close. Close enough. Right. Close enough that I get partial credit.
Yes, sir.
And Mark, so we try to feature on the show businesses from time to time. We obviously do a tremendous amount of hockey and sports, but you are a perfect fit. And the business that you run, New Jersey Warriors, it's a nonprofit volunteer-run program, and you guys are affiliated with the New Jersey Devils. And you guys give the U.S. military veterans an opportunity to rehab through the exciting world of ice hockey.
Exactly.
Which is awesome. So why don't you, Dougie Sticks, if you could pull up a picture that we pulled before, the one that I had sent you. I know you have a bunch of stuff on your stuff over there. So for those of you following on the video feed, this is a picture up on the screen of this team. And obviously we can see you, Mark, there on the left, if I can see.
Sorry about that.
No, you look good. It looks good. It looks good. You fit in well. You look like a coach.
I'm a radio model.
A voice for radio, right?
Face for radio.
Face for radio. I like it. So tell me a little bit about how it got started.
Yeah, so I had spent some time prior to going to the New York Rangers privately in the summer. In the offseason, I trained a bunch of Devils. At the time, it was like Kenny Danico, Marty Brodeur, Zella Pukin. He's shaking his head. He knows
He's
all
a Devil
guys.
fan. He loves it.
Stevie Thomas, which is a tremendous group of guys we had. Bobby Holik. Anyhow, John McClain. And John McClain in particular, that was the year he held out. He went to San Jose, I believe, and then he came back and ended up going to New York. And at that time, New York was looking for a strength coach. And Johnny Mack talked to the team and ended up becoming their strength coach. But in my time bouncing around with the Devils, I got to know Brad Lukowich. And he finished down in Dallas with the Stars. And he stayed there. And I saw on Facebook he was doing his Dallas Warriors. I kind of did a little deep dive into it as best I could. And I said to myself, why are we not doing this here? This was a 501 not-for-profit hockey program for disabled veterans. And I had a young man that I had coached at Montclair State University when I coached hockey there for a little bit. Kevin Fox was our goaltender, a really good goaltender. And he, at that time, still is with the New Jersey Devils and their community outreach. And he works very closely hand in hand with USA Hockey and developing youth hockey in this area. And I called him and I told him what I wanted to do. And he said, Alex DePalma just called me. I literally just got off the phone with him. And Alex DePalma is the USA Hockey Atlantic District Disability Hockey representative. So it's kind of a perfect storm. We met down in Kevin's office in the Prudential Center, and we kicked this thing off. The first phone call I made was to my good friend Ted Curtin, who I had coached with and knew for a long time. And I knew Ted was very involved in nonprofits. I know he's a marketing guru, so to speak. He's really good. And so that was my first call. And Ted and I just, I'm the hammer, he's the violin kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we get it done. So that's how we kicked it off. And that was late February, early March, I believe, of 2000. I want to say, I'm really bad with this. Either 18
a few years ago. We'll say back
yeah.
a couple of years ago.
Yeah. I believe it was 19. And anyhow, that October, we were already on our way to Las Vegas for the Warrior Classic, which brings in about 36 odd teams from all over the country. And we went out there with 8 skaters and 2 goaltenders. And in our division, we came in third. But it's not about the hockey. It's really creating a therapeutic environment. I'm a civilian. I cannot sit in a locker room full of veterans and understand their verbiage and understand what they have been through. So we provide, and it's interesting when I think about it, my brotherhood in hockey, all my contacts over the years came together very rapidly for this program and offered their time and their history in the sport. So our brotherhood is helping out their brotherhood of men and women that serve. So it's a pretty cool thing.
It's an awesome thing that you guys do. Obviously, anything, the military in this country never get enough credit, and they get a lot of credit, but they still don't get enough. Mm-hmm. And the fact that you're able to help them out from coming back and give them, the world of ice hockey and a competitive feature is awesome. So the website, we're going to put it up on the screen for those that are following the video feed, and that is njwarriors.org. You can go there. You can see a lot of different stuff about the program. You can, of course, donate when you're there. I'll say this, Mark. I was on the site the other day. Some of the apparel that you guys have is awesome.
Cool stuff.
I think I'm actually going to get one of the sweatshirts. So on the screen, actually, we even have the direct link up right now if you want to donate. And this is such a great program. I mean, you have disabled, people that served in the military that are coming back, and they're getting, I'm sure it's camaraderie is good for these guys as they come back. There's got to be a million benefits. So talk about now you're affiliated with the Devils, right? And the Devils, I'm assuming, have been really open and helped you guys out.
Incredibly supportive. They give us ice time down at the practice facility down at Peru for practice and games. They've even gone out and purchased all the uniforms for the program, tickets to games. So, for instance, last week on Veterans Day, or 2 weeks ago, rather, I should say, was it last week? I forget.
2 weeks ago,
2 weeks
right?
ago.
Yeah. We had practice in the afternoon. We took the guys we had something to eat and went back for the game. And intermission, first period, they honored the team, and the whole bowl stood up,
looked
awesome. Back at the team and clapped and showed the respect. So that alone, it's just it's heartwarming, and it's cool to see that people really support these men and women who've served and kept us safe. So right before COVID, that Veterans Week, they had a game against Pittsburgh, and it was a Veterans Night game kind of thing. We lined up on the blue line for the national anthem. So they had a devil and a warrior, and a warrior, and it was really just a great evening. So yeah, their alumni, Colin White, Bruce Driver, Grant Marshall, have given their time to the program, coming on the ice with us and getting to know the guys, and they get as much out of it as the players do. They really do. So it's a great partnership or marriage that we have with the Devils, and we'll continue. They're doing a great job.
Yeah, you guys. I mean, the website is awesome. If you ever want to, have some game dates you want us to throw out to try to promote for people to come.
Well, actually, we're playing this Saturday, coming up the 27th.
Okay. Where's that? Down at
Bridgewater Sports Arena in Bridgewater. Okay. We're playing the Newark Fire Department. It's a charity game. That's a 7 p.m. start.
Very cool.
One of our board members, SEAL team, former SEAL guy, SEAL teammate, Bill Brown, real good friend of mine. He will be dropping the ceremonial puck. He's an attorney now with McCarter and English, and they did some pro bono work for us to get our 5-on-1 kicked off. So there's a lot of help behind the scenes of some incredible people that are all on board. And so yeah, we're going to be playing Newark Fire Department Saturday. And if anybody wants to come out and watch, it's not NHL hockey, but
no,
it's a great night. It's a lot of fun.
Now, what do you do? So when you have a game on Saturday, what are you doing during the game? Are you coaching? Do you help?
Yeah,
coach?
I'm on the.
You
So
help the coach?
Ted and I are on the bench.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to call it coaching. Again, we're there to have a good time and raise some money for the program and give the guys and the women an experience that they're going to have fun.
Well, that's awesome. Let's put up one more time the donation link for people. If you want to donate to this program, and I can't speak any more highly about this program because it's awesome. That is njswarriors.org/donations. And you can reach out there. You can donate. And again, go on their website, read about what they do, but also spend some time on the merchandise section of the website because they have some really cool products. I don't know who does your merchandise, but they're like, I'm buying a couple of these sweatshirts.
Yeah,
I have it up on my screen.
Again, that's all Ted Curtin. He's tremendous with all that kind of stuff. The communications. He made a link with a professor down at Montclair State. And so Ted and I both have a connection there. Ted has a friend of his is a professor in the communications department. And every semester we get a group of kids that work. Part of their internship, so to speak, is with our program. They've done a tremendous job. I think I mentioned to you, they got me a Sports Illustrated interview during the COVID. I thought it was a swimsuit issue, and I had a nice little bikini with polka dots on. But anyhow, they've done a great job. And like I said, I had coached there when my son played there. Cool. So Robbie Martinez and Frank Barone, who are the coaches there, are still there. We've utilized their players come on ice and help us teach. We have a varying degree. We really have two guys that can skate really that played. One guy, Bobby Gianella, who's our player coach, played a little bit of minor pro, and Jeff Farr, who played really high level AAA hockey. The rest are recreational players. And then we have some that really are just beginning to start. But again, it's not about wins and losses. It's about
well, what you guys do is awesome. So, I mean, we're honored to help promote it. And, if you ever want to come back on and talk about your time with the Rangers, if you ever have stories you want to tell.
How many hours do you have?
I tell you, we've got time. Yeah. We'll have you back on because I would love to hear. I know I've heard from seeing you outside of here a couple of times, like some stories. Yeah, I think they would be a hit on this show.
And I'll just a teaser, but not a teaser. But the thing was a lot of different things going on that year. The first one was 9/11. We were in the garden. We had just started testing, which was my end of strength and conditioning testing, and then the doctors when the towers came down. So that was a pretty unique experience. And then, of course, the preseason and then the season beginning, because it was really, as we all know, it was a very difficult time. But that aside, it was a team that we had Theo Fleury, which we can again speak hours on Theo. We got Eric Lindros, and Mess was the captain, and we had Brian Leach and Mike Richter and Malakot. We had a really, really substantial team until the playoffs, which we didn't make the first round. So there's a lot of stories there, but it was a fun year, and I'd be glad to come back.
I mean, I'm sure we would love to hear them for sure. Yeah. So, well, thank you for what you do with the NJ Warriors, and like I said, come back and see us again for sure.
Absolutely, appreciate you promoting our program because it is a fantastic program, and again, thank you so much for having me on.
You got it. So that is Mark with NJ Warriors. So check them out. You're welcome to hang out if you want to stay. We got 10 minutes left, but you can hang out. You don't have to get up.
Sure, yeah.
We're gonna bring on in a minute. So one of our sponsors, Sonnet Financial Tech, they usually do a segment at the end of the show, and I believe they have a guest today. If I'm looking at this right, although I can't tell with the camera. Dougie Sticks, am I right about that?
Yeah, we got people here. The camera's got to be turned on, but Tom's here. You want me to
bring
Tom in?
I'm gonna bring Tom in. So this is Tom Rahelski, tailgating guru as well on the side.
Yeah. Actually, now that I think about it, the Devils don't have an official tailgate area, but there's like tons of bars right there across the street.
Oh yeah.
You got Edison,
well, I mean,
and the Dino and
Reds, I believe.
Reds.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, look, as a Ranger fan, I'm a Ranger fan. I mean, what do we have? The parking lot on 31st and between 7th and 8th. I mean, that's about it. Either that or it's street parking. I mean, the Rangers don't have tailgating either. We're doing all right. So
yeah, we'll drink on the subway on the way to the game, so it's different. So
You got it. You got it. Or sitting in your car on 25th between 7th and 8th like me because I try to park for free when it goes free at 6. But I just let that secret out, which I shouldn't have done. So anyway, this is Tom Rahelski, Sonnet Financial Tech. How's everything good? Everything good, Tom?
good. Yeah, we're super excited
There he is.
to
All
be
right.
on the show again. Yeah, we're.
So Tom, why don't you
So,
introduce your guest?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Tom,
so
you're going in and
today,
out.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry about that. Let me get a little bit closer to the camera. So, last couple of weeks, we've been talking about entrepreneurship, starting your own business. We had Joel talk about how to finance your business. We had Steve last week talk about how to market your business. So this week, I figured once you got the business set up, how are you going to get paid? I'm sure the gentleman on before, when he set up his 501c3, had to figure out. Am I there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can hear you fine.
So I'm sure the gentleman before, when he set up his 501c3 and he's got, I actually checked out the swag too. It looks pretty cool, the hoodies. But how are you going to collect the money for those hoodies, right? What kind of credit card processing company you're going to go with. So I reached out to my good friend, Mike at PayProTech, and he's going to tell us a little bit about what to look out for when you're selecting a credit card processor. And most importantly, he's going to tell us about a new program, a way to, potentially save a little bit on credit card fees. So without further ado, I'll bring up.
Awesome.
Good morning, guys, and thank you, Tom. Everything sound good from this end?
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
Awesome. I want to come back to my affliction is a 40-year obsession with minor league hockey. Not the big stuff, but growing up around a minor league team, it's just been a blast. But that's
Now,
not.
do you have an affiliate? Do you have a team? Before you go there, do you have a team that you support? Is there a minor league team and an affiliate that you're particularly a fan of?
Yeah, the Fort Wayne Comets. I think they're a Vegas affiliate now. They've been through, they've been in Fort Wayne over 60 years through the ECHL, the IHL for quite some time, the UHL. Very, very small group of owners, have kept it together over the years, and they've just rolled with the punches, and they've always had a great team and a lot of good stories for the town. That's been my big thing. We're 3 hours from Chicago. I'm only an hour from this minor league team, the Comets. So it's been fun. It's an awesome sport. I think it brings up a whole nother conversation about minor league sports in general, and we'll see some of the changes being made in baseball now, but I've read several books about that. So anyway, I get going on minor league sports, and it's exciting. It's fun stuff. So it's fun listening to you guys and gaining a little NHL education as well.
No, good.
So
I'm here. Yeah, tell us. Go ahead.
I'm here to talk to you about credit card processing, and that entails two different things. One, we have folks like Tom who operate a business and do several things with their company, and he wants to add credit card processing to that fold. And so we love picking up guys like Tom who have business contacts and have trusted relationships with people already. Because as a merchant, I'll flip over to the other side of what we do is guys like Tom are out selling our products and getting folks signed up for our merchant processing services. And some of the things I would say you should look out for beyond the things of, yes, you should get a good deal. Yes, you should have a nice terminal, but you know what? What about a relationship? And so in Tom's case, he has the relationship with a lot of his potential merchants that could come aboard with us. Does that person live locally? So that can be a continued relationship. It's not, life and death. But if you have somebody come in your business who says, I'm here for a week and I'm trying to get credit card processing set up for a bunch of people, and I'll be back in a week, I'll install your terminal and I'll keep in touch then. Or you have Tom who says, hey, Bill, I'm here to get my pizza tonight, but can I come see you next week real quick about something else? Sure, Tom. Tom's got an in. And now Bill knows Tom and has that trust already. So two of those things are that local relationship, the local service, and then do you have things in writing? There are a lot of people who can be friendly and say, here's what I'm going to do. And there's a lot of ways in our business to phrase things that sounds like you're getting, I can do your credit card percent processing for 1% over cost. There's a lot of definitions behind that are misleading, and you're not going to pay only 1% for your credit card processing. You're going to pay 1% on this very small portion of credit cards when you accept them, because there's 2 other tiers of cards that we take, but we're not telling you about those costs. So part of having that relationship is being able to sift through and trust that somebody's not just talking fast and, you know, trying to get you to close the deal, that it means more to them than that Tom or those like him that we have aboard are going to be seen around town. They're going to be dealing with Bill's neighbors as his customers at Sonnet. So those are the people we like to deal with. It doesn't, you know, we don't have a ton of people that work for us that come to us and say, man, I've got 20 years of credit card processing experience. I'm killing it. I can close these deals. We want, as one of our guys says it, one of our recruiters, we just want normal people. And if you've ever experienced a high power car salesperson or any of those guys that are just in it to close the deal, you know what I mean? They're not normal people. We're sitting here around this table. I'm not, but with normal people. I listen to you guys talk for a half hour. You're normal people. You're not selling a bill of goods. And so that's what we try to encourage in our sales partners. So then they're going to go out and do the same thing with our customers. So one of the things,
I guess it's because, like, I guess the credit card processing industry is not very regulated, right? Is that a fair statement?
That's a really good point. You know, so what you do for a living, Tom, and the rest of your business, you know, with investing and things like that, I know you went through tests and certifications. And oddly enough, the credit card processing business is not regulated. So that's where you get these squirrely guys and ladies coming out of nowhere. So we've tried to stay the course and keep ourselves down the middle. You know, our company was founded by a guy who lives in our town here in Warsaw, Indiana. I go to church with the guy. Our kids have played sports together. So again, normal person, successful.
Yeah.
But just a guy I've known for 15 years. So
yeah, Mike,
that's the difference.
Yeah. One thing I can kind of also give you from personal experience, you know, I also own the brewery. Yep. And we started with some, like, you know, weird credit card processing company called Lavu or something like that. And it was terrible. And it took forever to kind of switch out to Square. We're also not crazy about. But yeah, there's a whole thing with gift cards and then switching over the system. So once you pick a credit card processor, it's kind of tough to leave. And then also when you switch out, you don't know where you're getting into too. The one thing I hate about Square is that if there's ever a problem, there's no one I can talk to. You know, this whole crazy like thing. I have to log onto the website, get like a code, and then before I can call the customer service, I need a code. Why can't I just talk to somebody right away? And they're always kind of pushing the chat on me. You know, like, I don't want to chat with anybody. They have like the robo chats, you know. So as soon as you type in something, you know, you're not talking to a real person.
That is a great point.
Operator, and eventually the robo gets mad at me and says, "Fine, I'll send you over to somebody."
Right. Customer service in any business. I mean, we talk about other small business stuff on the show. I would agree with you, Mike, is critical, and the relationship and building trust, especially in sales, which is what I do outside of here. If you don't have trust with a potential client, you're gonna be fighting an uphill battle there. With trust, it makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, so that's a great thing about PaperTech. They have local, advisors. I'm also a PaperTech partner. I have one of these little things I use for my financial sales. The brewery, like I mentioned, I'm stuck with Square for now. But I know Mike's thinking of a way to get me out of there. But Mike, why don't you also tell us real quick before we wrap up about edge pricing? Yep. That's a little thing that you guys have created, but it's always been around for a while, right?
It has. I mean, the concept of our Edge program has been around for 30 years, probably. We started doing this 5 years ago. Edge is the name of our cash discount program. So it means, hey, if you pay cash, you're going to save money. The best example I can give you is a gas station. Credit price, cash price. So we started doing this about 5 years ago. And right off the bat, we ran into some initial nobody else in my neighborhood is doing this. And so 5 years later, it's 70% of the deals we submit. And there's several reasons why. One is people got tired of paying for my cash back, or maybe Doug's airline miles, or somebody's Disney rewards. The merchant that takes your credit card is the only person paying for those things. They're the only person with any skin in the game. And so the merchants have said, you know what, if you want to pay cash, great. Everything you see here is priced as if you're paying cash. If not, we had a small non-cash fee to your total. And we've had huge success with it. And we found that most people don't care. And especially now that things are changing. COVID has been here for closer to 2 years now than 1. And therefore people are just using more credit cards. It's not even that the cost of taking them is going up, but instead of maybe taking 35% credit cards, now you're taking 60% credit card transactions.
Yeah,
and
nobody
so the
wants
raw
to carry cash
cost
anymore.
exactly.
There's
Nobody
literally a
wants to
shortage of
carry
coins.
cash. There is allegedly a shortage of coins, but you know what? There's places out there still enforcing it. If you don't have exact change, you have to use your credit card.
Yeah.
And so therefore
Well,
you're
thank
getting
you.
boxed in.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mike, for coming on. Tom, thanks as always for the guest, and go Fort Wayne Comets out there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It'll
Appreciate
give-
that.
thanks
That's
for
It'll
awesome.
give us some minor league stuff to follow out there.
Thank
You
you
guys have a
guys
good
for having me.
Thanksgiving, all right?
Thanks,
You got
you
it, Mike.
too.
Have a good Thanksgiving, guys.
Bye-bye.
So that is the Sonnet Financial Tech segment of the week. Interesting, and a nice little AHL, and not even AHL, but little minor league hockey tie in there as well.
Yeah.
So, Mark, I was thinking, I forgot to promote. Do you want to talk about? You have a podcast as well, right? Do you want to talk about it? Or?
Well, I have my own, but it's kind of just here and there. Just
No,
kind of
works.
fight game and then hockey. But Tommy Laidlaw,
Ex-Ranger.
yeah, he has a podcast, True Grit, and I'm on his Monday 11:30 slot.
Okay.
We could always have Tommy on here because he's got a lot of great stories.
Yeah,
to tell too.
we will. Anytime we can bring in an ex-player,
Yeah,
we're all for
yeah.
it. We'll have you both in here. Is he local? Does he live?
He lives in Connecticut.
Okay.
But he could either come in house or we could
We could stream him.
stream him in.
Mhm.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So we thank you as well. Thank you again for coming
My
in.
pleasure.
NJWarriors.org. Check them out. And you can send your questions anytime. We as today should prove to you, we do look at them and we do take them to mypbshow@gmail.com. And if you're listening to us in the U.S., have a great Thanksgiving holiday this coming weekend. Eat a lot of food. Eat food on, here's what you should do. You should eat food on Thursday.
Yeah.
Eat a lot of turkey.
Yeah.
And bet on the Lions plus
Yeah.
3.5.
Yeah.
And then on Saturday, you come to the small business event that you and I will be at.
More food.
And then Saturday night, you go to the NJ Warrior game in Bridgewater.
There you go.
And
Yeah.
you call, I mean, that's a really good holiday
That's a
weekend.
hat trick,
Just
right?
just
With
make sure
drinks.
Wednesday you set a good base. Eat
Yes.
Thursday, don't eat Friday, and then you can eat Saturday.
There you go. And I'm sure there'll be good concessions at the Warrior game too.
Absolutely.
That night.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
you're all set. I mean, that's a pretty rock star holiday
We
weekend.
give you great tips in life and in bets.
We do. But when you got to, but the key is, Doug, you got to listen to the keys to the bets.
True,
Right? And not get a little sidetrack on these little parlays, that halftime bets that you do. Well, thanks for listening. As always, we appreciate it. And enjoy the rest of your day and have a great Thanksgiving.